Hello, I'm Peter Blake, and you're listening to Free Seed on Soho Radio.
I mean, if you go back in time, would you still do Sgt. Pepper?
Ooh. Well, I said for years that I wish I'd been asked to do Pet Sounds instead of Sgt. Pepper.
Which was the influence of Sgt. Pepper.
It's a real dichotomy. I mean, I'm pleased to have done it, and I think at the time it was a good job. We did do something groundbreaking. I'm still proud to have done it.
But you did hesitate. You didn't answer it straight away.
No, there isn't a straight answer, because the other side of the coin is that my ex-wife and I were paid 200 quid.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
There you go.
And Robert Fraser signed a contract. He actually got the gig. A cover was already done, and by a Dutch design group called The Fool.
The Fool, yeah.
Simon and Marika. But Robert Fraser didn't talk about a royalty, and signed away my copyright.
And his?
He got the contract.
Right.
So he actually had a contract, which I never saw.
Right.
I didn't even know there was a contract until later. So I've never had any rights to it. And over the years, it was something that worried me very much. And eventually I went to a lawyer who said, look, we could take the case, but if you lose it, can you afford to lose $250,000? And I had no money anyway. That's why I was pursuing it.
Yeah.
So I dropped it. And it slipped into the past, and I've dealt with it.
What year was that you were thinking about going to a lawyer, or you did go to a lawyer?
It was probably early 80s.
Right, okay.
I'm guessing. And then it all came up again with the 50th anniversary. And Apple contacted me to see if they could borrow Sonny Liston and some other kind of bits and pieces I've got that were on the original cover. And we went back to them and said, you could pay us a fee, which they hadn't proposed, and you could also write into that the fact I was paid so little then, and make it a fee appropriate to that.
Right.
They wrote back, this is all very recent, and said, we absolutely won't consider that. £100 seems the right fee.
What?
We only pay our artists a one-off fee, and that's what we pay everybody.
That was this year?
That was 2 months ago.
Whoa.
So I boycotted totally the new issue. I mean, a couple of people have asked me to sign it, and I've said no. And I didn't lend the pieces. And I don't know whether you might have noticed. I mean, anything that came up on it, I wasn't in.
I didn't see any of it.
I turned down a couple of films and a couple of interviews and things like that. So when I kind of pretty much warned them that I was going to talk about this, they pretty much said, well, can why aren't you grateful, and why don't you let us bring this reissue out? I mean, it's a money-making exercise. Yeah, completely. I mean, this bloke on Sunday that had brought the box for me to sign, and I explained, and he said, well, I've paid £125 for this, plus a £35 supplement. And so that's what it costs.
So there was 25 quid more than they're offering you.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so unfair. Yeah. I mean, people always say, well, look, the Beatles won't know about that. And I like to think that that's true. Yeah. I mean, I hold on to that. The ad letter would have gone to a lawyer. The lawyer would have looked at it and said, no, you don't have to pay him anything. Don't.
Everyone obviously thinks that you were minted from that gig.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. That's also part of the annoyance. Yeah. Because worse, I mean, if a school contacted me and said, yeah, we're doing a little setup like Sgt. Pepper, is it all right? I always have to say, well, I don't have any say in that. Right. You've got to get permission from Apple. And they wouldn't let me make a print of it. For years and years and years, until very recently, when they got involved financially, then we made a print of it.
So you still have, I mean...
So it still rankles.